it's True Crime Queen, and today I'm here with my best friend Adrian. I flew into Atlanta for Adrian's birthday. We've been best friends since about 7th grade, so yeah. Okay, so I knew who Adrian was in 6th grade, but she didn't know me. Adrian literally used to run around and be like, "You booty?" Like, you used to always say that. Do you remember that?
I said, what?
You used to be like, "You booty?" You used to say that all the time in the hallway, and I'd be like, "Who is that weird girl?" But anyways, at some point, one of us went up to the other person and said, "Hey, da-da-da-da-da," and then however many years later, here we are. So today, to celebrate her birthday weekend, we went to the Trap Museum. If you guys don't know, the Trap Museum is a museum that was started by rap artist T.I., and it's basically his like dedication or love letter to hip hop. It has a whole bunch of different artists. I'm gonna insert a video and pictures that I took today here. There's artists like Gucci Mane. Right now, rapper Lotto has her own exhibit and like area in the museum. Okay, the whole thing was it was fun overall, and I would recommend it, but it was kind of a mess. So like in the beginning, it was a mess. If you book the your tickets for the Trap Museum and you get the escape room, then you get a free tour of the museum. So starting off, we parked in this big, was it a gravel parking lot or was it just like a concrete slab? It was like a concrete slab, which is okay, that's fine, whatever. But then we get in line. There's no one there that's like telling us anything. We walked out, so we got out of your car at 11, it was
11:58.
11:58 is when we started walking like towards,
cold.
And it was cold. And so we walk and we just stand there and we're looking at like the front entrance, but we're like, is this the front? Because it was like
you could see the security guard stool that was kind of like behind the door. They weren't there.
Yeah, no one was there
and
to greet us.
They were not on time.
And there was a person who had on Trap Museum like sweatshirt or whatever, and he just like walked right past us. And I was like,
he was on the phone. But
he was on the phone. That's why I didn't say, "Hey, like, are we in the right spot?"
Yeah.
But I mean,
it would have been helpful though, because
it definitely
there was a good 4 people out there already.
Yeah. So we stood there for a few minutes, and then some other girls like walked up. No, you asked them like, "Hey,
have you been here before?"
Yeah.
Because initially I was like, okay, are we at the right door? Are we at the entrance?
Because then we walked like down to like where I guess another like back parking lot is, and we're like, okay, this.
It was what we learned later was the exit.
Yeah, that was the exit. But first I was like, are we supposed to go all the way around? I'm like, there's no way that we're supposed to go all the way around. Like, no, like that has to be the front door. So then we walked back and we stood there for like another, I guess, 10 minutes and just talked with those girls.
So granted, there were signs in the front that said Trap Music Museum, which implied that was the entrance, but it was the fact that everybody was late, and I mean everybody.
Yeah, even security was late.
That kind of made it confusing to like, were we in the right spot? We didn't want to lose our reservation. They opened at noon, and we made the reservation for noon to kind of like not be in the mix with the whole Saturday crowd, because it is Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were late. Everybody was late.
So finally, like a security guard came up, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna be with you guys in like a few minutes," and then he like walked somewhere.
He didn't have the key. He couldn't get it.
He didn't have the key.
He had to walk in the back entrance himself.
So that happened, and then finally he came back, and then that's when he started like looking through our bags and stuff. Like he searched your little like pocket thing,
coin purse,
her little coin purse that's like this big. Which I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, because he said something about people sneaking. They could sneak in razor blades. It's like, who thinks of that? I
mean, hey, anything for safety, I guess. And then of course he searched my bag and everything very thoroughly, I might add. very like that's why I took it off and like handed it to him, and then he like went through it. Okay, anyway, so finally we get inside, and then the guy behind the thing was like, "Oh, do y'all have a reservation or something?"
Oh yes, the check-in. He was asking for the order number, which had I known I needed to give that to him, I would have had that pulled up.
Anyways, that happened, and then finally, long story short, we were able to finally get in because we told him like, "Hey, we have the escape room," and then he was like,
"Follow the music, meet by the jail cell,"
which is a crazy sentence.
He said, "Go to jail." So,
yeah, basically, follow the music till you get to the jail. So so then we went back there for another like 10 to 15 minutes.
But it kind of took away from the experience. So if it were me, I would tour the museum first and then do your escape room, because to get to the jail cell, you pretty much had to walk past 90% of the museum, and it kind of spoiled it, and it was a little weird to backtrack after we did the escape room. So I think for it to flow well, do the museum, give yourself maybe, what do you think, like 30 minutes?
Yeah, because it's not huge, but it's...
you still want to take your time.
Yeah.
So give yourself like 30, 45 minutes at the most.
Yeah. So in other words, well, I mean, but I don't know if you can book it like that. You know what I mean?
They have different times because they open at 12. So you would just...
Oh, so you could have booked the escape tour for like later.
Correct. But
okay,
I didn't realize that it was going to be so intimate.
Yeah.
And we were going to actually have to walk past everything that we were going to see just to start it. So the escape room is pretty much in the back of the building.
Yeah, it is.
To say the least. So I would give yourself a good 30, 45 minutes, do the tour, and then do the escape room for it to flow well and for you to not to be confused. I'm like, where do we go?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah. I mean, there were some rooms that we hadn't seen, but at the same time, you have to literally walk through the museum to get to the escape room, which I would have preferred to do the opposite way. So we start the escape room, and there's a girl, like a woman that comes out, and she's like, oh yeah, there's supposed to be two of y'all, but I don't know where those motherfuckers are.
She did.
She literally was just like, okay, they were supposed to be here, but like F them.
But I mean, granted though, I mean, I understand. I wouldn't have said it the way she said it. But like I said, our appointment was for 12. We checked in at 12:23.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna show up, you paid your money. You would have been there by now. So I completely understand why she didn't want to wait. Which I think is why we waited as much time as we did even after we got in, because maybe she was waiting for the other people because we were the only two. But the way it went, I'm kind of glad it was just us. It was cute.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a thing.
It would have been, I feel like it would have been even funny, depending on who they were. I feel like it would have been even funnier with more people.
Funnier. Don't know about it fishing.
Maybe. I don't know.
It was funny though.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it was two.
So basically when you go inside the escape room, it looks like just this old, like, abandoned looking house, and like with like barely any furniture. It was actually like really creative. There was like graffiti all over the walls and everything. And like right away she was able to determine that we're from like the suburbs and not the hood, I guess.
I gladly took her insults as a compliment.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, I can tell by your mules. She was talking to me. She's like, I can tell by your mules that you're from the suburbs. And I was like, okay.
We struggled.
Yeah.
But I will say, I love puzzles. I struggled because girl was talking a lot, okay?
Yeah, she like literally was like screaming and talking the entire time.
The filter in my brain, I just need necessary information, okay? She was doing the necessary and the unnecessary.
Yeah. She like was like yelling and like screaming and like cussing at us the whole time. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of cuss back at her at the end.
You did?
I did.
Because I was like, oh my gosh.
I did.
But you regrouped.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was yeah. It was funny, like when she would like, because she's probably not used to people like talking back to her, like in that, because people probably are just like
focused on what they need to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, but it was like, okay, ma'am, like you're doing a lot.
A lot was done.
She was doing a lot. But she was helpful at some parts, because what was the thing that we couldn't find something?
Don't spoil it.
Oh. So I don't want to spoil it for you guys. That's why I'm not going to like say exactly like what we saw and did. But she did have to like help us with some of the clues, because like because like we just weren't getting it. But yeah.
All I can say is the last, what is it?
The last room.
Part 3 of 3. Was the best part. That was the highlight for me. I was literally cackling. Okay, I snorted. I had laughing tears. Okay.
So like without spoiling anything, I do want to say that like the ending or the last room was by far the best part.
At least for us.
Yeah.
I'm unaware if the guy is gonna like change her script.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the highlight for me.
I do want to say though that she was a comedian. Like she told us that at the end. Randy Sky. Okay, yeah. So that's the name of the person. Yeah, that did ours. So then after that, we just explored the museum. I'm going to insert like pictures and videos. So as you can see, the rest of the museum, it wasn't like a huge museum, but I do feel like we overall did get our money's worth. If you're staying in a hotel that's kind of near where the Chop Museum is I will say just Uber down there or Lyft or whatever, or use a rideshare, and then maybe go at like 1 o'clock or like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I would say. To make sure that to give them time to be there.
Parking was $20.
Yeah. And we were there for an hour. I want to say that as well. We were there for 1 hour.
Just about, almost exactly. And that I don't think the parking is worth it. But the parking was $20. If you're gonna Uber to and from, I would make sure your Uber is less than $20. If not, go ahead and park. The parking lot's not that big. It's in between the Trap Cafe and the actual museum itself.
Yeah, Trap City Cafe.
If you're looking for, Trap City Cafe. But I mean, if you're carpooling, split it. That would have been worth it. Yeah. But I felt icky paying for parking.
And they were late.
More than 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
We didn't start anything on time. It wasn't that serious. Like when we were walking in the door, there were 6 people total.
Yeah.
Walking into that building, and there's more than 6 spots to park with. Having to pay for parking when there was no signage outside saying that parking is $20. The lot's open. It's in between 2 buildings, and the fact that we were already parked. And before they let us in, the first thing he said was, "So it's $20 to park, and we take cash out."
Yeah.
It felt trappish.
Yeah. He was like, "Okay, yeah, it's $20 to park," or no. Or and then Adrian asked like, "Oh, well, if it's like, do you guys have street parking?" Because I did see some reviews before that said that they had street parking available. So we were like, "Okay, well, where's that?"
There's no street parking.
Yeah.
He said to go in a neighborhood. The neighborhood at the end of the street, and then walk
all the way back. Yeah.
After we were already parked. I just recently moved here.
Yeah.
I'm not about.
We don't know about like the neighborhoods and stuff. Yeah.
And leave my car.
Also, how do we know that like the neighbors aren't going to be like, "Oh, I don't recognize that car. Let me call a tow company or the cop."
I was not about to park my car in some strange neighborhood and leave it, so I was forced to cash out these strangers $20.
Was it at least like the Trap City like Cash App, or was it just like that guy's Cash App?
Let me check.
I'm sure it was official. I'm pretty sure it probably wasn't that random guy's Cash App, but
I mean, I hope not. But I mean,
I just feel like too, if you're gonna charge for parking, why was someone not like there, like as we were going in, telling us, "Hey, you guys, it's $20 to," you know what I mean?
And I hate using Cash App on top of that.
I do too.
That was another personal ick.
Yeah. I don't even use Cash App. Like I don't have my card or anything up there. Like I don't use Cash App, so I had to like Zelle her like $10 or like my 45 total. I think it was for like my half or whatever. But overall, I still would give it a 7 out of 10. Would I recommend it to someone else? Again, yes, with an asterisk. I would say again, get there at like 12:30 to 1. And then make your escape room a little bit later on.
Yeah, don't do it as soon as they open. We thought we were gonna beat the crowd, but they were late on a Saturday, so
it was also a Saturday that we went.
That whole thing's up in the air. Go at your own risk.
But overall, I still would give it a 7 out of 10, even despite the hiccup. What would you rate it?
I will say we did agree on 7, but I would say my 7 is slightly different. I'm not a huge fan of rap, okay? Most of the stuff I know is because it was on the radio, not because I intentionally listened to it. I'm an R&B kind of girly, okay? A 90s R&B kind of girly. So my 7 is a little generous, but still a 7. I think it was enough for me to learn something. I still had fun, like I said, but I'm not gonna go there. You don't go out of the door that you came in.
Yeah, it's like basically on the side door in the back.
In the left.
So let's just say if the back is like right here, the side door we went out is like right here.
It's by the Nipsey Hussle spot. That's
So we went out that way, and then there's like a
kind of like a, I don't want to,
not like a food truck looking thing, but like
a trailer. Like a,
and he had like all this like merch, like t-shirts, sweatshirts.
It's a mobile situation.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, hey, we have like t-shirts and stuff here," and we were just like, "Oh, like no, thank you." Or no, you were like, "I'm tapped out."
I was. That $20 parking really took a toll on me today.
Yeah.
Well, there's two places to sell as soon as you come out of the exit door.
Which I don't think makes sense. I think if you're gonna sell merch, maybe it was inside and we just didn't see it.
No, they don't have the space. It wasn't that much space in there.
They could put it by the bar. Does that not make sense?
It's a little crowded.
Okay, that maybe that would. Anyways, Yeah, so we just like walked past both of those and just said, you know, no thank you, whatever. So we're coming out of the Trap Music Museum,
walking back to this gravel parking lot.
Yes, and so a car like pulls like into the like lot.
He was technically in line. He was in line, and the other car pulled off. He was like car
in line to go
2.
into the lot.
Yeah, he was car number 2.
Okay, so he's pulling in, and he was like, "Hey," or something.
Said, hey, windows down, guys. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking in my head, he has a question about parking.
That's what I thought. I thought he was gonna ask about that or like something about the museum or something like that, because he clearly could see us coming out of it. And so we get up closer to the car, and we look, and the driver is King, like literally T.I.'s son.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm like, hey.
No, both of us at the same time were like, oh hey. And then the guy said, okay, mind you, the guy that's talking to us is in the passenger seat. King is in the driver's seat. And so the guy in the passenger seat said,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember everything he said.
He was just like, hey, we have t-shirts in here, like,
oh yeah.
He was like, hey, we have like t-shirts in here if y'all want to buy some, and then, you know, y'all can get y'all's pictures and everything too. As if we were just like thirsty to like meet him. Yeah. And then we were just like, yeah, like, no thank you to the guy. King never said anything to us. We both said, oh hey, and then he just kind of like looked at us.
I did the awkward.
You did that?
I did.
I didn't see that. I just said, oh hey.
He saw it.
Okay, so I don't remember if I said this before, but like after the passenger seat guy called us to the car, he was like, oh,
it was after I said, oh hey.
Yeah, we said, oh hey. And then the guy was like, oh hey, we got like t-shirts for like $20.
I wasn't paying attention to anything.
He said, oh hey, we have t-shirts for $20 and, you know, y'all can get pictures or whatever.
He definitely said whatever with the hand. And I'm like, okay, no thank you.
Yeah.
They were just there like regular people. And I think that was part of the like, oh hey, it's you. You know, I will say though, I think it was cool because technically since I've moved to Georgia, that is the first celebrity that I've seen. So, I mean, hey, for the record. But yeah.
Yeah. You also don't go to like the city of Atlanta all the time. So that's why. Because I think I've heard that like a bunch of them hang like in the like malls and stuff. I'm sure if you went to like Phipps or Lenox Mall or whatever, you would see.
That's outside. Yeah. I don't go outside.
She has to go outside.
I don't.
But
outside be outside.
But yeah, that was pretty much the story time of us going to the Trap City or the Trap Music Museum. Yeah. So yeah, I
think it's decent.
It was a cool experience overall.
But I wouldn't go raving, me personally, I wouldn't go raving to my friends and want to go back.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't go back because I mean, who's to say that they're not gonna like make a bunch of changes in the next 2-3 years? You know,
that's true.
If there's another hip hop themed museum, I would totally go. Or even like just like a regular music themed museum, I would totally go.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm down for trying it once.
Yeah. That's everything. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love y'all for watching. Bye.